Today I want to show you how I was able to transform this kitchen into my dream kitchen, start to finish. I have two last projects in this video that I didn't show before that put the cherry on top. I also will be sharing average cost of each part. Hi guys, I'm Sil from Sil's Design, and if you are new here, this is how my kitchen looked like before. And previously, I made videos for each part of this kitchen if you want to check it out later on. Just to make clear, I'm overestimating a little bit of $2,000 because I was not able to find all the receipts. This kitchen was more like under $1,500. Before I started anything, I took care of the walls and painted everything including this door. I didn't have to build everything from scratch because we have a lot of good cabinets there, but we're lacking food storage. So like I said, we needed storage and that was the first thing I had to start, but we didn't have much space. So I decided to transform this nook into a floor-to-ceiling cabinetry. Anyway, so I decided to keep the countertop. It was an oak countertop and it was really like in perfect condition. The only thing I had to do was add with the conditioner, my favorite stain, I sanded and I added the finish and that was done. The inside I used leftover plywood and for the trim indoors I used MDF. The best material would definitely be maple for this, but because the way I was building the doors, I thought MDF would be better. For the straight cuts, I use my track saw, and for the curves, I use my jig saw. Right now, I am cutting the inside of the panel, which is like the shaker style, and I'm using my track saw. Then I add wood filler on the edges and then I add rabbet joinery to fit the panel inside. Here I am putting together the bottom cabinet doors and again I'm using MDF. With my wood shop not set up, I'm not able to build things the way I want to. Hope to get my shop ready soon. To put them together, I opt for pock holes and I fill the holes later on before painting. Of course, I sand it and then I paint. I want this panel gone since I saw this island for the first time. I had to place the drywall on top of the panel because the countertop tiles would be destroyed if I tried to remove. Here, unfortunately, is the mortar, the grout, not the mortar, that has a little bit, is proud over here. So unfortunately, I have to figure out something else to do to fix this. I had an idea and inspiration. I'm basing on like a Mediterranean style for my house, the whole house, and of course I want that for the island because I just love the look of it. I decided to keep the countertop even though when I saw this countertop for the first time I didn't want to, but now I love so much. After I screwed the drywall on this part of the island using drywall screws, I installed the corner bead on the corners like I would do in a wall. And I added mud a few times, sanded, and then after that I added the primer. At this point, I decided to paint the rest of the kitchen cabinets at the same time. I used extra white in satin. I started using the roller and like I did all the trim and everything with trim and with the roller and everything, but then later on I decided to buy spray paint because I felt like it would be better. So I'm so glad I did. This was a weird setup, but it was so worth it and helped me moving things fast and quickly, and dry was no brain, so I really like that. While the drawer was drying, I had too much time staring at this fridge cabinet and I decided to do something about it. I want to bring the cabinet forward because I could not reach without a step stool and the kitchen was too small for a step stool anyway. So I removed the trim and I started demoing things without a plan. As you can see here, the fridge is wider than the ceiling and I thought it would be weird leave like this. So I decided to create a wider ceiling. So I have only a quarter of an inch gap between the fridge and the cabinet. So I didn't have too much space to put a panel. So I have to make like I have to use a very thin panel for that. I used what I had in hand already, so I didn't have to buy anything. And I put it back, the trim that I removed earlier. And then I caulk everything. I add some, caulking around, and then I painted, and it was time for the hinges. To match the countertop for the pantry, I decided to buy the same countertop for the sink. So we have like a plywood sink countertop right now, and I really want to do better than that. So I use my track saw again and my jig saw, and just like you know, I gave so many passes with my track saw because I was scared. And then I sand everything to remove the marks, and I routed the edges, cut the false hole, and install back. I learned how to install kitchen false. Was really good, and it was time for the worst time ever, the backsplash. I was not planning adding backsplash, but we felt like the kitchen was missing something fun, and we decided to add the backsplash that would bring the white and the back floors and the tile countertops together. I have the full video of the backsplash installation of my channel if you want to see more details about it, and full disclosure, was the worst. Okay, I had so much frustrations, but I learned a lot. Even though I struggled to install the backsplash, my biggest mistake was after that. So I cleaned the motor and I waited 48 hours before I added the grout. On the instructions says you can wait between 24 and 48 hours, and I wait 48. Was great. The problem was, since I waited 48 hours, I decided to install the outlets covers. Not sure why I did that, but I forgot to remove them before I grout. The backsplash turned out great, but I can never remove the outlet covers. I'm glad we just installed a new one and I don't have to. The next project I'm going to work on is this new nook here, okay? So I'm going to take advantage, we have an outlet there, and I don't have anything actually to put in this space. So I decided to put like a corner shelves for 4 of my jars that I have, like giant jars. So I'm going to make 4 of them, and I'm going to put one in the bottom because we have an Alexa here, a speaker, and I'm going to take advantage of the outlet so I don't just leave the outlet there. The first thing I did was I mark the line, okay, and I know because I built this wall here that I have a stud right here, and I imagine that we have a stud right here too. If you are enjoying this video, please give a like so YouTube can see and share my videos to more people. This can help me bring more content to you and help me grow my channel. Thank you. I had some walnut scraps in the shop and I was using this as support, and I was planning on using MDF that I have tons in the shop as well. This project would cost me $0. I went to a cabinet shop a few months ago and I filled my truck with walnut and white oak, MDF and solid wood. But after I was pretty much done, my husband asked me to use solid wood instead. Then I went to this cabinet shop and I got some real walnut to build the shelves. I milled the wood in the cabinet shop and brought home to glue them together and cut everything here. So after I do everything all over again, cut with my jig saw, I cut the wood into the shape I wanted and the project was pretty much done. Let's talk about the next project. I was able to find a stud right here, and I have a stud right here, and here. This is actually it's a walnut leftover from the corner shelf that I built, and this is what I'm going to use to be the brackets, and that one is going to be the actually board. I wanted 2 shelves with the exact size, but I had some problem with the studs, so one was so twisted that I could not use. I didn't want the shelves to be floating with the hidden brackets, and I also didn't want to see metal brackets. I want a little bit more organic. So I have to be a little bit more creative where I would the design of my shelves. So I decided to make wooden brackets using the leftover wood here. I cut the ends to be even and sanded everything, and after that I was able to screw into the studs, and I sanded the brackets and the wood itself to make shelves, and I decided to add food safe for both projects that you saw a few minutes ago. And after that I just add the shelving and voila. Honestly, I wasn't planning on saving money, but finding ways to save money in a project is really fun to me. I still can't believe this is my kitchen. Turned out even better than I could ever imagine. I hope you love this as much as I do. And tell me, comment below what's your favorite spot in this kitchen. If you enjoy my projects and don't want to miss none of them, subscribe to this channel and hope to see you in the next one.